Wasn't that like deep questions? I was like, wait.
I was like, wait, I was not prepared to answer those. I was
right. So I'm single because I want to say I'm a lot to handle, but then again, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I just haven't found Mr. Right yet. At first, I used to think there were soulmates, such thing as soulmates, but now I'm just like, whoever you vibe with is just the person you might end up with for the rest of your life.
Dating hasn't been a big priority for me. So being an immigrant, immigrating to the United States, that was a huge shock for me at a young age. And once I was growing up in the United States, I was more interested in playing sports, going to school, you know, and then once I figured that I wanted to go to medical school, that was another thing that was just like, that required a lot of focus.
I'm going to show you photos of the person you're going to go on a date with.
Okay.
Here is your person.
Oh, wow. She's nice. She's beautiful. I like the glasses. Yeah. Wow, she's stunning.
Okay. I feel like I've seen this same guy before. He's cute.
Okay. Okay.
He looks young. Like 18, 19? I hope that's not the case.
So would you date him?
Based off looks right here.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Your name is Brandon, and this is your story. You are 19 years old. For work, you are a college student. You grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. Your family heritage is African American, and your height is 6'2".
So my name is Chalando, but I'm known as Cheech. I'm 26 years old. For work, I'm a medical school student. I come from Zambia, but I grew up in Berlin, New Jersey, and my family heritage is, as you've guessed, African American. And my height is 5'10". So your name is Violet, and this is your story. You are 24 years old. For work, you are a student. You grew up in San Jose, California. Your family heritage is African American, and your height is 5'5".
My name is Nigeria, and this is my story. I'm 22 years old. For work, I'm a graduate student. I grew up in Middletown, New York. My family heritage is Dominican and Black, and my height is 5'10".
Oh, cool.
So
Okay,
wait, what does your name mean?
So, my name is Chalando, means protection / lock. But yeah.
And you look young. I thought you were like 18 or 19. What?
I get that a lot. It's something, and that's why I was like, okay, I need to grow some facial hair because, like, honestly, people think I'm 12. I look like I'm 12 when I'm clean shaven, and I can't be asked anymore. So,
what has your experience been like as an African American in America?
The best way I can describe it is turbulent, because when we immigrated to the United States with my family, I didn't know what the heck was going on. I was 8 years old, and when we moved to the U.S., we lived in Upper North Jersey, closer to New York, in an area that was predominantly African American, and immediately they would just know that you're not African American, bro. Like you're something different. And that was, I'd never read, like, that was the first time I've ever experienced it. I'm just like, but I look like you, so what's the overall?
So was it in a bad way? Like you're not from here, like in a bad way?
In some degrees, with some of the people, yes, and with some of the people, no. We got along well with people from the Caribbean. Quick question though, I was just like, when you said I was 6'2", I was just like, dang, like that's, I was like, I'm not 6'2".
No, you look taller in your the picture. So I was like, wow, he's tall, but 5'10" is tall because I'm tall, so yeah.
Awesome. So you're in grad school. What are you studying?
Media and communications. So I'm into like writing, talking, just all that good stuff. And you're a medical student?
Yeah, so I just finished my first year just today, actually, and I passed. So I'm just like, well, great. Like, I'm board fourth doctor now, so let's go. Like, all right.
Yeah. I was going down the nursing path, and I was like, stop right now, stop. I was not happy, so that's why. Yeah.
You know, that was about to be my first guess. I was like, you know what? Let me put a nurse here as.
Really?
I kid you not. Like, just popped into my head, and then I was like, all right, no, that's pretty much, it's not going to work. I just changed it. Let me just put it as student. I'm just like, okay, and student. I was kind of.
Yeah, that's like the same thing to say, student.
Yeah. All right, Nigeria. You tend to make meals at home. The one food you can't stand is food that's not seasoned and beets. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, it would be sushi. And your COVID comfort food, chocolate.
Okay, so I tend to make meals at home. The one food I can't stand is onions. If I could eat one thing for the rest of my life, it would be chicken. And my COVID comfort food is Kit Kats.
Kit Kats, nice.
Yeah. So Cheech, you tend to eat out often. The one food you can't stand is onions. If you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, it would be steak. Your COVID comfort food is ice cream.
So I tend to make meals at home. The one food I cannot stand is cucumbers. If there was only one food I'd eat for the rest of my life, it's chicken. And my COVID comfort food is corn muffins and Quest bars.
Why is that your comfort food?
The Quest bars, it's easy protein and there's not that much sugar. So that's something I'd use when I'm studying. And the corn muffins, I just like corn muffins. Ever since my dad produced them, I'm just like, yo, I'm probably gonna eat all 6 of these. So.
That's so random.
So what type of chicken would you eat for the rest of your life?
I'm gonna have to say like barbecue wings. That right there, I can eat that. What kind of chicken would you eat?
I would eat some fried. I would like some good fried chicken. Not like.
Can't go wrong with that. So, do you like eating out?
I do. What I like are food festivals, and last year I went to the Chicago Food Festival, and it was like I'm in heaven / my playground. Honestly,
what?
It was amazing. I think I didn't eat the rest of the entire day because I was like, that was my dinner. That was my lunch and dinner. So
listen, I want to go to a food festival so bad,
yes?
But I feel like that's so greedy. Like I'm just gonna eat, and then what? That's it.
Look here. I'm gonna tell you right now. I like a girl that can eat. I like a girl that can eat. If she can eat, that makes me happy because I like.
Yeah.
Then we're both having a good time because we're eating.
So Cheech, you believe when you die you will go to heaven. If you had 6 months to live, the first thing you would do is try and visit all your friends and family for the last time. You do not think you know how you will die. You think grieving should be done alone. Assisted suicide is never an option for you.
So when I die, I believe I will be reincarnated. If I had 6 months to live, the first thing I would do is travel to different countries and try their delicacies. I do think I know how I will die. Grieving should not be done alone, but I also think it depends on the individual. Assisted suicide is never an option. So Nigeria, when you die, you believe you will go to heaven. If you had 6 months to live, the first thing you would do is go to a food festival and eat to your heart's content. You do think you know how you'll die. Grieving should not be done alone. Assisted suicide is never an option.
So when I die, I believe I will go to heaven. If I had 6 months to live, the first thing I would do is visit my loved ones for the last time. I don't think I know how I will die. Grieving should be done alone. Assisted suicide is never an option. Ooh, wasn't that like deep questions? I was like, wait.
I was like, wait, I was not prepared to answer those. I was
right.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
You said you do know that how you will die?
I think so.
But I don't want to know what you think, but why do you think you know? Like, I don't want to hear, like...
There was one distinct dream that I remember having, and all I remember was that I was falling and I'm just passing this bridge, but I'm passing the same bridge. So I'm just like, why am I falling constantly, but I'm passing the same bridge every single time? It's very morbid, but yeah,
That's crazy.
It's wild. Why do you think like grieving should be done alone?
Because I think that should just be a private moment for you to like get your emotions in order. You know what I mean? Just think about the good times you had with that person and just try to figure out how you're going to move on without them in your life anymore.
Right.
I feel like if you're around other people, that could just be a whole bunch of confusion. So once you have that time for yourself to like think about what happened, how are you going to go on, then you go with other people and talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I first saw you, I said that I would date you. And now, after getting to know you, I would still date you.
Okay. So, Cheech, when I first saw you, I said I would not date you. But now that we talked for a bit and got to know each other, I said that I would date you.
Yay. That's exciting.
So what made you say you would date me, like when you first saw my photos and stuff?
Oh, the smile killed it.
I said I wouldn't date you at first because the photos was not doing it for me. I was like, and then I think I was like, maybe if he approached me and I got to know him, I would. But straight off the first glance, I was like,
yeah. Oh, God.
It was the photos. This was really fun. Like, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew it would be interesting, but it like surpassed my expectations.
This was my first go at just being on a blind date, and I was like, yo. At first, Cassidy was just like, hey, like, have you done this before? I was like, no. And he's like, are you nervous? I was just like, at first, I was not. And then when I saw your pictures, I was just like, okay, wow, okay, she's really good. I was just like, okay, this is actually, now I'm nervous. Now I'm just like, okay, first impressions matter. Okay, cool. Make sure like you're actually like, yeah, I was just worried. I'm just like, hopefully, like, I don't like, yeah, I was just nervous after I saw her pictures. So I'm just like, yeah, she's really good looking. So.
So do you think it would have been different if we were like in person, like you still would have been like nervous or like?
High key, I wouldn't even have approached you, honestly.
What? For me, I cannot judge people because like I said, I looked at your photos and I was like, But now that like we got to talk back and forth, I was like, yo, he's cool. Like we could like really hang out and really like vibe out. I think we have like a good connection in that sense.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. But you just judged me off the rip of a picture.
I couldn't help it. Literally, I was like, But I was trying to be nice. So I was like, ooh. But listen.
I'm just kidding, no.
At least I'm like, I see you now and I'm like, okay, now we're going somewhere like,
yeah,
much better. Thank you so much for watching Tell My Story.
And thanks to everyone who suggested we find a way to do this.
There are more episodes coming soon, so be sure to subscribe.
Here, up here, or there.